Hi everyone. This wasn't actually planned. I was conducting a customer discovery interview with Mitch as a part of my university assignment for my leadership program. But our conversation becomes so insightful and practical about Japanese customer experience. So halfway through, we thought, why don't we just turn this into a podcast style conversation and share with others? So that's exactly what this is, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you find some valuable insights for your own business. What the biggest challenge you face when it comes to the customer experience?
Yeah. So in my case, the customer experience would be any attendee who comes to my events, right?
Yeah.
And the most important thing above all else is that people feel safe.
Mm,
People need that sense of safety,
yeah.
security. It's a pleasant atmosphere. They need to feel like they can be vulnerable to speak with new people
Yeah.
because if they don't feel safe to begin with, then they're going to be tight chested, they're going to be anxious, and they're
Yeah.
probably going to want to leave as quickly as possible.
Yes. Yeah.
So for me, actually, my customer experience starts at the very point of discovery. It doesn't actually start when they park their car and walk in the door. It
Mm,
starts whenever they first discover the event, whether it's been posted on LinkedIn, whether it's been posted on Instagram, maybe they've found me through meetup.com, or maybe I've actually sent them a message to say, hey, I think you're cool and do you want to come along? So to
mm,
me, that's when my event actually starts. And that's the point which I start to help people feel safe because I want them to feel comfortable coming along and being vulnerable enough to connect with new people. Like I certainly don't take that for granted. And the way I do that is by doing a lot of personal outreach. And what I mean by that is if I see somebody has registered themselves for my event, I always send them a message, voice message, and I say, hey, thank you so much. I can see you've hit attending. Wanted to reach out and personally introduce myself. Please let me know if there's anything that I can help you with, or if you've got any questions that I might be able to answer before you arrive. You
wow.
know, and then
Yeah.
as soon as they walk in the door,
Yeah.
you would recognize this too. I'm always eyes on the door because as soon as they walk in, I want to go, hey, like,
Yeah.
come over here. I'm here for you. You know, like, come see me first. I'll make
Yeah.
sure you're welcomed, make sure you know where the bar is, where the bathrooms are, see if you've
Yeah.
got any questions. And then I'm then helping them feel safe and secure, and then trying to introduce them to someone who can start a conversation with them as well. So it's actually
Wow. Yeah.
super important for me because that's the whole reason I started doing it the way
Yeah.
I do it because there's so much like procedural formats in all sorts of different networking events. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I know personally how awkward it is to like register myself to an event
Yeah.
and rock up without even knowing the organizers. Like I think
Mm.
that's really cold and pretty crap in a lot of ways. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
yeah, to me
That
the event starts at the very first point that they discover it.
that's really amazing. Like first time I attended your event, like I was foreigner, new to here. Yeah, it's really scary. So that's your especially for the person who attending for the first time, it's really
Mhm.
helps that you raising your hand, come here and
Come on over.
having someone to talk to is like
That's
really great, I feel. So yeah, okay. Okay. So, do you ever find it's difficult to actually implement that? Like, do you ever feel that is kind of that's your goal or what you're trying to do, but do you ever fail to do that and like do
yeah.
lose your client?
All the time. All the
Okay.
time. I get people who rock up to my events who I've
Yeah.
never seen before, never heard of. They've just discovered me online. They didn't reach
Yeah.
out to me and they're just there in front of me and I'm like, "Hey, who are you?"
Mm.
And so at that point, it's almost like we've got to go back to the start and catch up.
Yeah.
I've had it happen more than I can count, like so many times,
Yeah.
especially at the Ridges where people discover my event on meetup.com. They
Hmm.
don't even know that I'm a LinkedIn guy. They just see free business networking event on Meetup. It's
Mhm.
at the Ridges and they just show up. They're
Yeah,
there in front of me and
that's
they're
it.
like, they just say, hey, here I am. What's the purpose of the event, basically?
Yeah.
And for me, it's then catching them back up, letting them know what the purpose is. I might be able to explain a little bit about how the event flows, a little bit about the structure and the format, what the overall purpose is.
Yeah.
And when it hasn't worked for me, especially, I think this is the answer to the question is that, the initial point I made of making sure that everyone feels safe and comfortable, it's
Yeah.
it's also about who else is in the room. So where it's
Mm.
failed in the past is when people have been rude, people have caused problems,
Oh,
people
yeah.
have been negative, people have been
Yes.
arrogant, whatever
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
may be. If there's
Mm.
something bad happening in the room, it
Mm.
affects the customer experience for everybody there.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's been a few times where I've
Mm.
had to say, "Hey, can we have a conversation?" And
Mm.
sorry, but you're not welcome here anymore. Please leave.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's that important piece for me to make sure that everybody who is there attending my event is aware of the purpose, is there being a positive participant and contributing to conversations, and
Yeah.
they're actually being rude, if they're being like exclusionary,
Yeah.
discriminatory, if they're
Mm.
just not aligning with the purpose of the event. It's
Mm.
been a few times where I'll say, "Hey, sorry, but you're not welcome here."
Now, how do you maintain that kind of quality? Like,
Mm.
because you yourself, right? And I also find it's maybe if I were you, I think it's going to be very hard because everyone wants to talk to you. So everyone comes up to you. So you are occupied and you saw a new person, new face, and you want to come up for him, but you are busy. Like those kind of situation, I guess, like, wonder, do you find it's difficult sometimes?
It can be. Most The good thing about running a business event is that
Yeah,
most people who are there carry personal risk in the
yeah,
sense that, especially
yeah,
here in Newcastle, everybody knows everybody. And if you're
yes,
there being rude or creating problems,
yeah,
people know that and word spreads. So everyone there has a bit of their own
no,
personal risk.
yes, yes,
It's
yes.
it's only happened probably 3 or 4 times where I've had to
Mm,
intercept in the room and say, "Sorry, but you're not welcome." But
mm.
more often it happens after the event. Maybe I hear about something that's happened. Maybe I've got
Uh,
to follow up.
mm,
Maybe I don't invite them to the next event.
mm, mm.
Maybe I block and remove them off LinkedIn.
Yeah,
But yeah, that is number one for me is making sure that people feel safe, but even people who
yeah,
have been coming to my events, but especially new
yeah.
people coming to my events.
Mm, true, true. What I thought about it is because now you are building such a great relationship with everyone who attends uh, over and over. Maybe you can have them at your team, and then maybe you can share your philosophy or what you're trying to do. And then if they see them, or if they find someone you face, like ask them to proactively talk to someone new, like like
There's a,
I'm happy to do that for you as well. Like, but maybe
oh,
I'm
thank
not
you.
really good at doing it. But like, yeah, I saw everyone like there benefiting, and especially because it's free events.
Yeah.
Um, I guess like people wants to return you a favor as well, and then they are also committed to build a good community. So I guess like. Mm, instead of like you have to be responsible, I think you can involve everyone to create this safe space.
Yeah, I think that happens pretty naturally and organically
Yeah,
without
yeah,
me
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
having to ask.
Yes, exactly.
Because then also too, after my events, I'm
Yeah,
always open for feedback, and I reach out and I say, "Hey," like before anybody leaves the event, you would notice
yes,
me do this as well. They'll often come up and say goodbye to me, and then
yeah.
I make sure I get some rapid feedback. I say, "Hey, did you have a good time this afternoon? Did you meet some new people?"
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah.
if they're happy, they'll just give me
Yeah.
positive feedback.
Mm,
Um, there's been a few cases there where people say, "Yes, I had a good time, but this was happening and that was happening," and
mm.
that's a reason for me to follow up.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
also too, I might even call those people, or I might even follow up with a private message afterwards and say, "Hey, you mentioned there was a couple of things going on. Would you help me understand a bit more about that?"
Yeah, I'd like to moving forward. I thought maybe I like to, when I have a conversation with someone, maybe I would say, don't you think this is such a great event like Mitch is doing for free? And maybe we should something to make this community even better. Like, because it's so scary for the first person to join. So if I find someone who just standing by there alone, then I'll come and talk to her. Or like by having those conversation between attendees,
Mhm.
maybe that person might be also inspired to make the community better. So
Yep.
I'll try to do that.
Oh, thank you. I mean, the best
Yeah.
way that people can help me is just invite more people. If
Oh
there's
yeah.
cool people who you meet at other events or
Mhm.
through LinkedIn or whoever that you
Yeah.
might think is interested in coming along,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you can be that person to extend the invitation and make it easier for them. And of
Yeah. Okay.
course,
Yeah.
if you're inviting people, it probably means that you're coming, they're going to
Yeah.
come along. Hopefully, we can have a great experience for them at the same time. And
Mm.
then hopefully they want to invite more people too. So
Yeah. Yeah. Like a
that's
word
it.
of mouth.
Word of mouth. And that's one of
Yeah.
the big reasons, of course, why my events are free, is that
Mm.
I think it's really cool for people to invite others to a free event because
Yes. Yeah.
I've especially been part of like, just BNI, BX, different organization based groups
Yeah.
where
Yeah. Yeah.
if someone gets invited to a networking event, their
Yeah.
question immediately is like, what's the catch?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the catch? What are you inviting me to? Who's told you that you need to be inviting people? And there's always this stigma around business networking events.
Yeah.
This is why I do it for free, is so that someone
Mm.
like you could reach out to your friends and say, hey, I'm going down to the Ridges this Friday afternoon. It's a free business
Mhm.
networking event. Let me know if you'd
Yep.
like to
Yep.
come along. And then if they
Yeah.
ask, what's the catch? You're just like, there is no catch. Like, seriously,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mitch is a LinkedIn guy if you want to explain that. And I might try and ask him if they're interested in coming along to a workshop. But
Mm.
there is no catch and there's no commitments, requirements. They don't even need to register. They don't even need to buy a ticket. They're just happy to come along, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. That's really amazing. Okay, so I think the all the question I prepared is like you already answered. But
Oh, cool.
if you could improve one thing about your customer experience, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. More connections. So something I try to exercise is a little bit of generous authority.
Yeah.
If you've been to plenty of my events, you might notice sometimes there might be like two people who get stuck together and
Yeah.
they sort of struggle to then go and meet everybody else in the room.
Yes,
You
that's
know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah.
Where I
When
can,
it happens when the both people are nice.
yes, yeah, and it might be like the first person that they had a conversation with, and then
Yeah.
they just get stuck talking to each other, and that might be
Yeah.
because neither of those two are confident or comfortable enough to go and introduce themselves to people they've never met before.
Oh, that's true as well. Yeah, 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 yeah,
This sort of like concept of social imprinting. It's like if
yeah.
you
Mm,
get imprinted with a good first impression, that's your buddy,
mm.
and unless
Yeah,
you two go and meet somebody new together,
yeah.
it's more likely that you just get stuck talking to each other. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's something that I'm monitoring for whenever I'm in the room so that I
Oh,
can actually go up to them and say, hey
yeah.
guys, I've seen you talking to each other now for about 25 minutes. Can I introduce you to somebody new? you know?
Yeah. Uh,
And one of my main objectives of being the organizer of these events
yeah.
is that before the event starts, right, the host has one-to-many relationships across the group.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's
I've got a
right.
relationship one-to-one with every single person who's
Yeah.
coming along,
Mm-hmm.
but not everybody who's coming along has a relationship with each other. And so the
Right.
ratio might be 1 to 40, as in there's
Yeah.
40 attendees and I'm the host. I've got one relationship with each. I want
Mm.
the end ratio to be more like 40 to 40, where every single person in that room has had a chance to talk to each other.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Doesn't always go that way. It might be like
Mm,
25-40, where half the people or thereabouts have had the opportunity to mingle together. But if I
right.
could improve one thing, it would just be about increasing that number, that ratio
Yeah,
number of people within the room who have had the chance to talk to each other. Because
yeah, yeah.
yes, my events go for 3 hours. Like you get quite a bit of time if you want to go deep into a bit more of like a story or a conversation about your business.
Yeah.
But the main purpose is to be able to meet new people, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the
yeah.
more new people you can meet, the
Mhm.
better.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Hmm.
Wow.